Today we're gonna talk about 10 ways how I sneak in healthy habits into my holiday doing and how I reduce the unhealthiness of this wonderful season while still enjoying the yums that come with it. Because I love being healthy very much, but I also love the holiday season and its food very much. So if you're anything like me and are looking for a way to combine both, then this video is for you. Number 1, eat something real before eating something sweet. And this something real preferably is a whole meal or a snack that is rich in both healthy fats and protein, and maybe some complex carbs. This is helpful for two main reasons. First, sugary stuff, whether that's cookies or Christmas candy, tends to lead to rapid spikes in our blood sugar levels and then to crashes in our blood sugar levels. And this up and down in our blood sugar levels is not helpful when you're trying to lose fat, but it's also not helpful for our overall well-being because it leads to mood swings and energy fluctuations, meaning when your blood sugar levels crash, you are very tired and probably also cranky. And when your blood sugar levels are high, you're probably in a good mood and very energetic, but also you're not burning any fat, if that is your aim. Preparing your body with something real before eating something sweet also helps with not overeating, because if you're hungry and eat cookies, it's probably way harder to stop when you've had enough cookies because you're still hungry. So you're trying to fill up on the sweet stuff. So make sure you're full and are just eating the sugary sweet stuff for enjoyment. Number 2, move. By moving, you first burn off the calories, the excess calories that you're probably eating in this wonderful season. And second, you help your digestion with all the heavy stuff and the sugar and the refined carbs that it has to deal with. One way, of course, is to just work out more, go to the gym more. But what's also a very good option, especially to add on top on your workout routine, is taking walks. Everywhere. Either just for the sake of taking a walk, which can be very peaceful, especially if there's snow outside, but also if I need to go somewhere, I just like to walk there whenever I have the time. And the typical tips: take the stairs whenever there are the stairs, and just in general try to move as much as possible to burn off excess calories and also to help your body with the extra food work that it has to do. Number 3, bake the cookies yourself. If you buy cookies or chocolate, candy, whatever from the supermarket, chances are that there's really bad stuff in there. If you bake it yourself, you know exactly what's in there. You can adjust the sugar amount that you put in there. I, for example, always when I bake, whether that's cakes or candy or cookies, I usually only use about half of the amount that's in the recipe, and usually that's totally enough. And it still tastes very good. I think actually it tastes better usually. And also you don't feel so sick afterward. But next to the sugar amount, you can also adjust all the other stuff. For example, you can use whole wheat flour or nut flours rather than white wheat flour. Or you can add in some protein powder or some fruits or some nut pieces, whatever you like that is not only tasty, but also a bit healthier than the typical, just white flour and sugar ingredients. Number 4, it doesn't only have to be the cookie, meaning you can also satisfy your holiday sweet tooth with other things than just cookies and candy. For example, what I like to do is drinking Christmassy kind of teas a lot. Recently, I bought this amazing pumpkin spice chai tea that I just drink as a tea without any milk or sugar or whatever in there, but still it tastes sweet and so Christmassy, and it's one of the best teas I've ever bought, and it's so good for the Christmas mood and everything. And also it's not only not healthy, but it's also beneficial because there are a lot of healthy spices in there, like ginger, for example, which is also very good for our digestion. Or something else that I like to do during the Christmas season is to make my weekly Sunday pancakes in a very Christmassy kind of way. So just try to find ways of that Christmassy taste that you like that is still kind of healthy. So this next tip sounds kind of woo-woo, but it can really make a difference, and it is to really enjoy what you're eating while you're eating. Consciously taste the food, the cookie, the chocolate, whatever unhealthy treat you're eating. Then you need a lot less because you're satisfied, because you realize that you've satisfied yourself with these treats. And I mean, the main point of treating yourself with treats like cookies and candies and stuff is to enjoy, right? So if you're not consciously enjoying, why are you even doing it? Similar to that is my next tip, which is to chew your food. And I mentioned this in every of my nutrition tip kind of videos, but that is because most people are not aware of the really big importance of chewing your food for real and not just for 3 seconds. And this has many reasons, but mainly 2 reasons. First, the one that I basically just mentioned: when you chew your food for real, you taste it for real and you can really enjoy it and get the satisfaction from the food, which is actually the reason why you're even eating the food, next to the nutritional reasons. And secondly, if you chew for real, you eat slower. And if you eat slower, you're a lot less likely to overeat, especially on sweet stuff. And chewing is the first step of digesting. And your body has enough to do with all the fatty, sugary, white floury things that you put into it during this season. So help it by improving the first step of digesting, that's a hard word, that you can actually influence directly, which is chewing as much as you can. Adding is more important than subtracting, especially now, but basically always. When it comes to nutrition, it's most important what you put into your body than what you do not put into your body. What I like to do, always in general, but especially now, is for on average, for every unhealthy thing that I eat, I add something healthy on top of it. For example, for every unhealthy fats that I eat, I try to balance that out by eating more healthy fats. For example, salmon or algae or whatever healthy fats you like. If you like avocado, eat avocado. Or balance your treats out with some extra vegetables. And again, help your digestion wherever you can. For example, with psyllium husks or, fiber-rich food in general, but especially psyllium husks have been shown to be very, very, very beneficial for our gut health. And something else that I really, really like to do in these times where I don't eat too healthy is to drink a lot of herbal teas, because herbal teas can have a really, really big effect on our health and can help, again, our gut and our digestion with its work that it has to do. The next one is pretty obvious, but still underrated, I feel like, and that is portion sizes. If you are trying to not gain weight or maybe even lose weight, even now, portion sizes is the way to go, because avoiding specific foods might work for some people, but for most of us, especially during these times where there's just so much that we want to enjoy, not eating these foods is just not fun. But eating all of the foods in big amounts obviously leads to eating a lot of food. But if you control your portion sizes and enjoy consciously the smaller portion size that you have, you can keep yourself from eating too many calories. And you've probably heard about this tip with a small plate. Your brain kind of thinks that because the plate that you have is full, that you're eating a lot, even though it's less than you would have on a bigger plate. I don't know if that actually works, but try it out if you've never tried it out. Or when you're out wanting to, enjoy crap or something else that's shareable, try to share it with a friend. If you're just feeling like it but don't really need the whole thing, that's usually the case with desserts, I think. Depending on the dessert, sometimes you just need the whole thing. But sometimes you just want the taste and 1 or 2 spoons would be enough. Try to ask your friends if they want to share something, because most people in this season are in your shoes, our shoes too, and don't want to eat too much sweet stuff and are probably very open to sharing things. Next, also a very standard tip of mine, but very, 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 very important, and that is to eat enough protein. Similar to the eating something real before eating something sweet, eating enough protein keeps your cravings kind of non-crazy. Because if you don't eat enough protein, you're basically always hungry, and probably you wanna satisfy that hunger with cookies and sugar. Protein helps with being full, and being full helps to not overeat on the treats. Intermittent fasting is something that helps with a lot of things, including reducing your calorie intake and helping your body to fight inflammation. And the typical holiday foods tend to be rather inflammatory, and you can to some extent balance out this inflammatoriness by doing things like intermittent fasting. If you choose to not eat for at least 12 to 13 hours, even better is 14 hours for some people, if it works for you, also 16 hours, you give your gut a little break and it can finally clean up, which is also known as autophagy. This season only happens once a year, and it's so wonderful, and it's also very important to not restrict yourself too much and to enjoy the beauty of life, which also includes Christmas treats. In this video right here, I talk about the unhealthy habits that I dropped that has incredibly helped me with being healthier and just feeling better overall. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.